Hello, everyone. I'm Ric Blackwell. A jury sentences former NFL star Aaron Hernandez to life in prison for the murder of Odin Lloyd. Now, Lloyd was shot to death in an industrial area about a mile from Hernandez's home. Prosecutors argue that Hernandez planned the killing, then tried to cover it up. The defense argued that the former Patriots player was there when Lloyd was killed, but lawyers say Hernandez had nothing to do with it. The jury didn't buy that explanation. It's a sad day in Boston today. It's been 2 years since the marathon bombing that killed 3 people and left 100 injured. But the mother of 2 survivors says her sons are doing better.
They're getting back to work. They're mentally and physically, they're really doing unbelievable.
Liz Norden's sons, Paul and JP, both lost legs in the explosions. Okhar Tsarnaev was found guilty on all 30 counts. Later this month, the federal jury will decide if he gets life in prison or the death penalty. The bill giving Congress oversight on any nuclear deal with Iran will almost certainly become law now. The White House has lifted its veto threat after seeing growing support in the Senate. The bill was approved unanimously in the Foreign Relations Committee and is expected to easily pass in the full Senate and in the House. Very different views today on the move by President Obama to pull Cuba off the list of state sponsors of terrorism. Across Cuba, the decision's being cheered. Cubans say being on the terror list was an insult to their national pride. But some Cuban Americans in Florida are not happy. One man says the Castro brothers are terrorists.
It's in their genes. It's a family running my country with terrorists. Terrorists against the Cuban community, Cuban people.
And in Washington, Republican lawmakers are slamming the move. House Speaker John Boehner says it's just one more example of President Obama focusing more on befriending our enemies than helping our allies. This is not the way you want to spend your vacation. About 200 people got sick aboard a pair of cruise ships that both ended up in San Diego. 100 or so people on board the Celebrity Infinity caught norovirus, a stomach illness that causes diarrhea and vomiting. The other ship, the Legend of the Seas, also showed up in California with 100 sick passengers and crew. No word on the cause yet. Rents are on the rise across the country. Over the past 5 years, rent prices have gone up 14%, according to new numbers. Experts say with more people getting back to work, that's driving even more people into the rental market and driving up prices. This year alone, rents in Denver are expected to go up nearly 10%. And howling winds and blowing dust made a mess in northern Utah. One person was killed, 25 more are hurt after a pileup on Interstate 80. The winds kicked up a dust storm that cut visibility to practically nothing. All flights in and out of the airport in Salt Lake City were stopped for about a half hour yesterday because of the windstorm. And that's your Newsmax Now update. I'm Ric Blackwell.